What's up everyone, it's DV, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build your own XP island in Roblox Islands to max out all your skills, because you know what? That is how you get AP nowadays. If you missed the AP update, aka the mastery, let me show you real quick. So if you go over to your profile here and go under achievements, you're going to notice that there is now an achievement system, and you can see I have 895 achievement points. That's really low, to be honest. I should be over 1,000 already, but I'm not. And the reason is you'll notice under the leveling section here, look at all these things you could do. So you could get all these masteries, and once you complete these, they give you a medal which you can put in a display case. That way you can just have a wall of medals showing off all your masteries. Unfortunately, I only have a couple of them done. You can see I only have Master of Economy and also Master of Farming, but I'm going to show you how to quickly get these masteries. Also, I'm going to show you some of the new stuff in the latest update, because there's a really cool thing like this thing called Greg. You can see Greg's hammer. Show you how to get this thing. This thing is insane. It basically helps you destroy your island faster. There's also a forge hammer, which helps you build as well. So if you're trying to make like a really big build with a bunch of, grass or something, I'm going to show you how to use this as well. Also, they have a bunch of other new blocks. We have mud, which I'll show you what the mud does. We also have a thorn block here, which does damage to you over time. I'll show you that as well. But before I do, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Now let's go back to my island, and I'm going to show you how to build this thing. So obviously we have a bunch of different categories of skills. We need to max out to 100. I have farming, level 100 farming. I also have level 100 economy. These two are related to each other because essentially as you farm, you're going to sell. So obviously as you sell your crops, you're going to make economy XP. So those go hand in hand, but I'm going to show you which ones can actually be done on your island. First of all, you can farm on your island. So you can finish this one on your island. Wood cutting, you can pretty much farm on your island because you're basically going to cut trees. Mining, you're going to do on your own island. You could do it outside of your island as well, but doing it on your own island is going to be 10 times faster. Animal care, you can do on your island. Foraging, you're going to do on your island. Fishing, you can do that outside of your island. And the nice thing is if you're on a private server, you can pretty much do these two things at the same time. Same for anything that's auto farms. So like your auto farms for farming, you can get that while you're fishing as well. So I'll show you that in a little bit. Also, cooking can be automated, but I would recommend doing a little bit of a combo here. I'll show you that in a bit. And then the rest of these are all going to be outside of your island. So combat and any of your weapon related items here or skills here. You can see level 86 light melee. I'm working on these right now, and I'll show you the best way to get those. So you'll notice on my island, I have a bunch of stuff here. I've got my wood farm here. I'm going to show you how that's built. I've got my animal farm. I've got my cooking farm. I've got my mining farm. I've got my farming farm, and I've got my foraging farm. So let's start with farming XP. This is going to be how I got my farming XP. I got it really fast. You can see I'm leveled out at 100 here, and the best way to do it is honestly through carrots. Not anything else but carrots. Carrots are going to give you a ton of XP. They're one of the highest XP givers besides like onions, and even then carrots are going to be cheaper for you to plant. They don't cost a lot. They also grow really fast, so they're very quick to regrow. Also, they give you seeds, so as you're farming, you can get more seeds for free, so you don't really have to buy them all. And you can just keep expanding this and expanding this. I think you're going to need about 2 times this though. So this is just an example farm here. This is not the one I used because my farm ultimately went really far out there and I tore it down already. Just get a sickle and just run through this like this. You can also use a broom, a witch broom, to go really fast and just kind of go through it like that. And it's so much faster to farm this way. And you'll notice I'm not getting any kind of XP right now, specifically because I'm maxed out. But if you're not maxed out, you're going to start getting a lot of XP. Now you might be wondering, DV, why not other crops? Like what about like watermelon? Watermelon's better, so like why not use watermelon? Well, watermelon only gives you surprisingly only 6 XP per crop. Carrots are going to give you 12, so double the XP compared to watermelon. The only crops that are better than watermelon honestly are going to be radish, which are kind of expensive to buy. So you can't just go out to, you have to actually buy those. Chili peppers are really good too, but because they're limited, I would not recommend them. Just so expensive per, seed. I would just stay away from those. Onions are a little bit better too, but they're more expensive. Also, they take longer to grow. Starfruit are so rare and expensive as well, so I stay away from that. That's only 21 XP, and so I don't want an expensive farm to do what we need to do. It's just XP. But yeah, carrots are the way to go. Also, there is a bug currently in the game where, you used to be able to hold down and plant. See how like it's only planting one, even though it looks like it's doing it. Like you can see the animations going, but it's not planting. So for now, you're gonna have to actually like click rapidly, or you need an auto clicker. It sounds like they did fix this bug, so it was not intentional. They weren't trying to slow down or farming. So it looks like they're gonna bring it back, but auto clicking works just as fine. Like this is just the auto clicker running. Now this is obviously not going to help you mobile players, but at least you have a solution for now. So we can kind of come through here, sprint through, and you can see we're still planting really fast with an auto clicker at full sprint. So this is like the best way to get XP right now. Like I said, I just kept doing this over and over, and I leveled so fast because of this. Also, don't forget to eat a jam sandwich when you're doing anything XP related. I don't don't have that right now, but just, you know, you're going to be making a ton of them shortly too. So speaking of, we might as well just switch over to cooking right now and show you my cooking farm. This is a really basic farm that gives you a lot of XP. So you'll notice I have a bunch of trellis here. So all you got to do is pretty much go on here, hold down. These I just planted. So we're just going to sprint through there. And I always like conveyors because you don't have to use the tier 2 conveyors, but I like them because they're a little faster. But you don't always have to use conveyors. You can just put like, you know, glass down or just grass and just run through it. I like the borders though, that way you don't accidentally fall off. So after you harvest your grapes, what you're going to do is you're going to come over to the cooking station and you're going to make a bunch of grape jam. You can see I've got a ton of grapes here. So I'm going to make as many as I can. We're going to do 266. So we're going to craft that. You can see I just leveled up. It gave me 42,000 XP. Next thing you're going to notice is we can make jam sandwiches. I should have had that active because jam sandwiches do give you 15% more XP as well. So that 42,000 I just got, imagine, you know, adding a 15% to that. You'll notice I do have a small wheat farm here. It could be improved. This is just a basic one because I'm not in a hurry. But if you're in a hurry to make as much XP as possible, you're going to want to make this bigger. That way you can keep this oven going constantly. Like this should be backed up a little bit. But you can see I only really have like one dough at a time going. So this is too small of a farm. You're probably going to want to add like maybe 5 more little farms here. That way this is constantly active because right now it's just not fully utilized. But you'll notice I have over here, I've got a bunch of bread. So I got 57 bread ready to go. And so the next phase to this is we're going to make more jam sandwiches. So you can see we can make quite a few of them here. So I'm going to go and make 15 and let's go check our cooking XP to see how we're doing. So we just leveled up, right? So yeah, we're already 25% through on that after leveling up just because of that. So we can keep repeating this process. So we just got to go through here. But you'll notice I do use start flags for pretty much all of my conveyor based builds. So you'll notice I got that. That way if I fall off, I can pretty much just come back and do another loop. All right, so now we're gonna go over here, make some more XP. We got our jam sandwich active, so let's go and make this. We got 200 already. Look at this. This is so much XP. Look at that. 18,000 XP already. And you can see we're moving up quite a bit. Now we're a third up. So this right here is a 5x4 square, and then right in the middle, I have a totem. I did upgrade this totem just because it was a little too slow, and I didn't really feel like making a giant farm. You'll notice what I do here is I've got a conveyor. You don't need the 2 conveyors, just put 1. As long as you're sending everything into a food processor, make sure the food processor is set to dough. It does require 3 wheat. And then over here, I do feed a coal totem into an oven, and the oven bakes the dough into bread. And you can see I've got 2 more bread here. So yeah, this could be a lot more efficient if you wanted to. I'm not in like any kind of hurry, especially since jam sandwiches don't give a ton of XP. This part right here is totally optional. If you just wanted to do a grape farm, that's pretty good as is. Like you don't need much else, okay? So grapes do plenty by themselves. So next up, let's talk about mining XP. So I'm at level 74 currently with mining. I would tell you aquamarine as well as obsidian are your highest XP generators outside of diamonds. And unfortunately, you can't like farm diamonds easily. You got to go to the diamond mines, and even then it's just a pain to get diamonds. And so by the time you actually find 1 diamond ore, you could have been farming a ton of XP. So I'm going to show you how this works right now. So you can see I've got 5 ore right here, and we're going to farm all 5 of them at once. I wish I had designed this a long time ago because this is way better than most of my other designs I've ever done. But right here, I'm just going to switch to the matic, or you could use an opal pickaxe. I'm just going to use a matic because I have it. And you just have to basically put your character about in between, you know, like right here. As long as I can reach this, we're good. So it's about like right here. And then we're going to angle the camera so it's not quite in front of the ore. It's just to the side of it. And then we're going to go and farm through it. So your cursor is going to be just on the left side of this ore, and you're going to go and break through all of it. So see it? We got all of them. Now we're just going to hold down, and you're just going to watch the mining XP just come in through. Like look how fast we get this. The other nice thing about this is, you know, you're going to get aquamarine crystals really fast. I think I got a bunch of them. I think I got like 8 of them or so. Let me see. Yeah, I've got 8 already. And you're getting aquamarine. So I've got like 2,300 aquamarine shards. And to speed this up further, like I could have this instantaneously popping up. All I got to do is upgrade the action speed of my totems, and this thing would just be instantaneous. If you want to, as an alternative, if you want to do crystallized obsidian, you can get a bunch of obsidian crystals that way. I use aquamarine because they're cheaper. As an example, they're cheaper totems and they're a little easier to break. Plus, they give you the same amount of XP as obsidian. And so the obsidian and aquamarine are the highest XP you can do on your own island. So that is an easy build. If you're just curious on how I built this, you can see it's just it's 7 across, and it's important that you build it this way. So you'll notice 2 gap. There's a 2 gap in between each of these blocks, and you can only have 1 out here at the same level as the totems, or else, you know, it's going to start deploying it elsewhere. All right, so that was mining XP. Let's cover forging. So you can see I'm at level 89 right now in forging. I'm just going to open this up real quick, and you're going to notice I have 435,000 so far used up of my daily bonus. I can generate in about, I think about an hour or so, I'm generating about 1 million. That's with the 4 times bonus. It's very important that you have the four times daily bonus active. Otherwise, your leveling, you know, is going to go really, really slow. And unfortunately, if you overnight this, that will definitely happen quickly for forging. So forging is going to be a little slow going because of that cap. So you see, I'm getting so much forging XP from this, and I can speed it up even further if I turn off shadows. Seems like it's way more efficient with the animations that way. So I have 72 smelters running right now for this forging farm. Each smelter is running with 6 iron totems and 1 coal totem. You could probably bump that efficiency up if you wanted to upgrade things. Optimizations aren't really necessary for XP farming. Like for this, I don't really care. I'm not trying to make it like an auto gearbox farm or anything like that, or make anything efficient. In fact, what you're going to notice is all my iron is going into the void because I don't need it. I don't want it. So this is way more efficient because I don't have to like farm stuff. I don't have to worry about things filling up. It's pretty much going to be thrown in the void. So like this iron right here is going to eventually disappear once it gets despawned. So there it goes. It just got despawned. So it does the work for me, and it's just here for XP. So pretty straightforward build, honestly. You just have to stack this, you know, 4 times. Probably looking at maybe like a 200 to 300 million coin build here just to get your forging XP. But if you really wanted to, you could also save all the iron, and that's even, you know, a bigger bonus for you. So forging XP, you can see I'm already at 17, 18,000. It's going. All right, so that is forging XP, and there's our level 90 already. I'm going to show you my wood farm now. So you can see I've got a bunch of hickory trees here. I do have 2 rows. This is something I was experimenting with. Honestly, you don't need the 2 rows. In fact, I think it hinders you more than help having the 2 rows. So I'll probably take this out in a little bit, but like I said, it was just something I was experimenting with. One thing you're going to notice though is I do have a bunch of totems here. I'm just using the coal totems for damage. So you'll notice right here, if you max out your utility or just level up your utility, you'll notice that there is block hit damage when near. This thing can reach 15 blocks away, give or take. At least in my measurements and tests, it was about 15 blocks away. You want to have no more than, say, about 30 blocks in between each other. So between each totem should be about, you know, 30 or less blocks, ideally less. And then right here, you'll notice I've got another one. So that's pretty much 30 blocks away. And then you go 15 out and then another 15 because this one can reach 15 plus 15 between would be 30 blocks. What you're going to notice is I do have a little start flag timer. Like I said, I like the start flag because once you drop off, where do you respawn? You respawn exactly where you were. So when you're coming through this, you have 2 options. You can either auto farm this if you have PC and want to auto click. You could do that. You got to be really careful with the auto clicker because otherwise you're going to start taking out your conveyor and your glass. So there's a particular position I like to use for this. You also don't want to accidentally take out your totems. For my manual auto farm, I pretty much just do this, and I pretty much run through in between each tree that I take out. So because this is active farming, it doesn't matter. I could also use my broomstick if I really wanted to go even faster. But it's important that you don't keep breaking because as soon as you do that, you're going to break your conveyor. One thing you're going to notice is that my trees are taking a long time to regrow, and that is because this farm is so overbearing on performance. These are just taking a lot longer to regrow. So as long as you don't have a foraging farm like this farm will work great. Otherwise, it's going to be really, really slow like this. So you might have to make it longer. The downside of making this farm longer is they're going to need a lot more upgraded totems. You don't have to have these upgraded totems, by the way, for this farm to work. So you can use this farm just fine. You don't actually need to have these totems here. So you don't actually need the totems if you don't have the ability to upgrade them. Just don't put them down. And it just means it's going to take a lot longer like that. See how many times I had to hit this? It's because I'm not close to the totem. So for auto farming, you're going to put it at an angle. You're going to probably angle it about like that. And then you're just going to let it go overnight like this. You just kind of have to adjust that mouse pointer here and there until you got it. There we go. It's going to go again. Sometimes lag. Oh yeah, I got it. And then when you drop, your mouse pointer should be far enough away. See, like that. Yep, it's good. So you can pretty much just leave it like this overnight. There we go. You can see the trees are popping up pretty fast now. So you're not going to run out of trees to hit. You could do a slightly different design than this. There's another design based on the rotation of trees and such that you could do where you have multiple rows, and based on the angle, you can hit multiple trees at once. If you have the means, you could make it so these are one tap instead. Plus, I just want to show you, like, you know, an inexpensive farm here. I'm not trying to show you like the best tree farm you've ever seen. This is just for XP. It's got to be affordable. And this is totally affordable. You just need to be able to afford the hickory trees. You know, like I said, you don't even need the conveyors. You could run this without conveyors. You could run this without totems. And without the conveyors, you just use your broom. And you can see how fast it is. There we go. We got woodcutting leveled up already. So we've covered farming, woodcutting, mining, and economy. Economy, you just sell stuff. Ideally, just get a bunch of large pineapple crates or watermelon crates, and leveling up economies, like that's how you're going to do it. You're going to do it so fast. You're going to have level 100 in no time with those crates. All right, so now let's cover animal XP. This is my animal farm here. You're going to notice I have a potato farm because we do have sheep. We don't need a whole lot of potatoes because it's just for feeding them. But you notice I got a washing station here hooked up to a coal totem. I've got my potato totem. There are some water sprinklers here. You don't need those. I just did that so that we have more efficiency going on, but we're not really running out. Like, they're not really needed, to be honest. The feeding trough here, they've been eating a lot. It's empty right now, but you'll notice potatoes are coming through. But as potatoes come through, they're washed. They're put inside the automated trough. That way they can eat automatically from it. And you can see I just made some wool. So I've got a wool vacuum here. So what they do is when they have wool, like this guy needs to go over there. He's going to go over there. He's going to, you know, get his wool taken off. And you can see I just got 78 animal care XP from that. And then the wool comes in here. I can grab it, which is really nice. I can make money off this because people need wool all the time. You always need white wool. And then you can see I've got my automated trough is starting to fill up again. And they're going to go over there, eat. Then they're going to get their wool back after a little bit. So it's a pretty nice cycle here. I should have a fourth sheep somewhere around here. I don't know where he went. But basically, I've got a bunch of sheep. Roblox broke the animation, so they're kind of broken right now. So if you see your sheep just kind of acting weird, that'd be why. See, I just got a bunch of animal care XP again. Now, this is a great source for animal care XP, but imagine it's only 141 XP right then, right? There's not much XP coming out of this. So how are we supposed to level up animal care? Fastest way to get XP right now is going to be through butterflies. So you do need a net and a bunch of butterflies. I've got 466 white butterflies here, so I can release this and then catch it. Each time I catch it, you're going to notice I get animal care XP. So I can pretty much release a couple of those. Catch them both. There we go. Got a bunch more. So pretty much you can just keep doing this over and over, and it's infinite. Keep releasing them, and you're just going to keep farming XP this way. There's 4. And you do want to make sure you're releasing them over a decent sized platform. If you're going to do it like too close to the edge, they could fly away. It's just kind of like fireflies, and you're going to be kind of stuck. There's also a way to, I believe, contain the butterflies. I just haven't figured out how to do it yet. I think I could get more sheep than I currently have. I just have to figure out where my other animals are so I can remove them and add more sheep here. All right, so we covered farming, woodcutting, mining, economy, animal care, foraging. We also covered cooking. Now let's cover fishing and all the other things you have to do in the wild. First thing I would recommend, make sure you're on a VIP server so you're not having to share with people, because that's kind of a bummer I have to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over to Wizard Boss and cover the first thing. First up, if you have the Jolly Dagger, it is a really, really good item, especially for auto farming. I'm going to show you how to do it with the Jolly Dagger for now. You can use other weapons, but this is going to be the easiest. But I'm going to show you multiple techniques on getting combat XP, both combat XP, also show you how to get magic XP, and I'll show you how to get archery and fishing. So first thing you'll notice is I've got 2 wizard lizards here right in the front entrance of the wizard boss. So here's the entrance right here, and then you come out and there's 2 of them, right? There's this guy. He usually stays around here. So if he's over here, leave him alone. Just let him chill out right there. You can see he's just kind of like stuck. This is the guy you need to go after. Okay, so he's exactly where we want him to be. Okay, we reset this guy, right? So you see this water hole here that's covered by wood. You're gonna come like right here, and he's gonna respawn about right here. We're gonna kill him and just kind of get like on where he respawns. And then you're pretty much going to auto click from here. There we go. You want to get on him a little bit more than that, but like right here. There we go. All right, so you can pretty much AFK farm this way. You'll notice I'm not going to die. I can't die. The only way I could die is if he gets too far away from me and starts throwing projectiles at me, and I can't kill him. But the Jolly Dagger basically heals you. So it is a self-healing dagger. And so as you hit, you're actually going to heal yourself. It also does a lot of damage. So we could just pretty much AFK at this point, and we'll continue to get a lot of XP. Now, a lot of people are saying like, well, it's better to do the bosses. That is 100% true, but you can't AFK farm the bosses anymore. So especially with these types of weapons, you used to be able to with like the ruby staff because it was ranged healing, but this weapon is just not going to be very good. Also, the damage is just too low. So it's like every 5 seconds or so, we're making 198 XP, maybe a little longer. Now, as an alternative to this, if this is just not working for you and you keep dying to the wizard lizards for any reason, or you don't have a Jolly Dagger, another way to do this is to come over here and go over to the desert, and I'm going to show you an auto AFK farm for that. You don't have to AFK, by the way. This still works without AFK. You can pretty much just sit there and swipe. I'm going to go over to the scorpions area and see this big rock. You can't miss it. It's the only big rock that's brown like this. You're going to come over here, and you're going to stand about like right about here, and you're making about 600 XP, I would say every like 10 seconds to 15 seconds, which is pretty good. And especially when you get like the ruby scorp and the gold scorp, even better. There's 300. Here's another 300. So I'd say this is almost as efficient as the wizard lizard. Also for heavy weapon melee, you can use this. It burns them too, so it's even better. So you're going to do faster damage. So you can do it for heavy melee. You can also do it for magic weapons. We'll use our spell book. So pretty much just same way. Auto click. You can see it's burning them. We're going to get this guy next. Hey, we got a gold scorp coming up. So he's going to start burning. There he goes. So you see, it works for both melee as well as magic. Haven't moved the mouse, haven't done anything. Another 300. He's burning. So pretty much I could walk away and level up my magic now as well. So that's going to cover most of your stuff here. It's going to cover heavy melee, light melee, combat, as well as magic. What it doesn't cover is archery. Now you can do it with archery. Okay, let me show you how to do archery. You could use archery for this. I would use crossbow if you're going to do anything. Let's hop up here. Let me kill these guys real quick so they're reset. And what you're going to do is just pretty much just shoot right here. You do have to hold, and you do need a lot of arrows. You see I'm just shooting right here. There we go. And if you're going to auto, you do have to hold down for a bit and then release. So it's going to have to be a macro for this to work. And you're going to need thousands of arrows. So this is a great way to auto archery. Another great way to auto archery is go to a boss if you want to level this up really fast, especially if you have low levels. So like if you're way lower than me, it's a really, really good technique. I'm going to show you right now. It's basically called the final hit. So let's go back real quick. I'm going to show you core. So we're going to go to core arena, and all you got to do is just keep hitting him, so get him really low, right? Also, don't forget your jam sandwich. I wasn't eating that earlier. And also, while you're killing stuff, you should use starfruit cake. You should be using this, and you're gonna make more damage, so it's gonna be even easier to kill the all the mobs, even bosses. All right, he's really low, so I don't want to accidentally kill him with the wrong weapon. So we're gonna switch over to archery now, and we're gonna finish him off with the arrows, and this should be final hit. There we go. So yeah, I just leveled up my archery. You can see I got a bunch of archery XP out of that and leveled up. So that covers everything but fishing. Now I'm going to tell you, fishing, I would recommend going over to any of the ponds. In fact, there's a quest. If you go over to explore and then quest, there should be a talk to, here it is. So make sure you talk to him, come over to Thomas, talk to him, and do your quest. And you can use bait for fishing speed increase. We're going to go and do that with our tier 2, and we're going to do some fishing. Now, you don't need to see fish in order to be able to fish. You just drop your bobber in, and as soon as they tack on, just do this and just keep going. Fishing is probably the hardest one in the game currently to get maxed out at 100. And the reason is it's just so slow. You can't auto it either, but I've never liked fishing. The better fish that you catch, you can see I'm getting salmon at 21 XP. The better the fish you catch, the more XP you get as well. So you might get pretty lucky there. All right, so now that I've shown you all these different ways to get XP pretty fast, I'm going to show you how to get these 2 new items here. Greg's hammer as well as the forge hammer. I'm also going to show you how to get those new blocks. So the thorn and mud. So if you come over to the block guy over here, you can buy mud blocks from him as well as thorn blocks. Here's what these blocks do real quick. So mud's going to slow you. So if you walk through mud, it's slowed. You'll be slowed. So you're going really fast, right? And then you walk through and it goes real slow. They don't have any collision on. And then same for thorns. Thorns are very similar. They're just kind of troll blocks, to be honest. But you can also cause damage if people go through thorns. So if you wanted to like really punish someone in a maze, you could do that. And then finally, let me show you how these 2 tools work. So if you have a 3x3 scenario here, you can pretty much put it in the center, boom, gone. So the forge hammer is cool. It's like kind of like a replicator. So like if I'm standing here, I can either do that or this. It basically looks like it just dupes. So if you want to change it, you just have to be like wherever you're connected to facing. So like this, it's pretty much connected to whatever your whatever block is adjacent to wherever you're going to build. So if you're going to build upwards like that, it's going to be glass. If I'm going to build upwards over here, it's going to be grass. So pretty straightforward. You also notice it does maintain any gaps you have. So you can see it's maintaining the gap there. Pretty cool. All right, so that is how you use these. Now, how do you get them? Let me show you real quick. So to be able to make these, you do have to unlock the recipe to be able to craft them within the tier 4 workbench. So you're going to find them in the tier 4. Before you can actually craft them, you do need to complete 2 achievements. So if you go over to your profile and then go into achievements and go down to activities, you're going to notice there's a master breaker achievement, also a master builder achievement. Both of them require 50,000 blocks. So you need to break 50,000 blocks to get the master breaker, and then you need to place 50,000 blocks and be able to get the master builder. In order to be able to see how many blocks you've broken or placed, you'll notice if you go over to the summary screen, under stats, you're going to see blocks broken. I have 425,000 here. And then blocks placed, I have 1.1 million. Now, if for any reason you feel like you've done a lot more than that, these stats are based on whenever they started applying the stats, because I know I've done millions of broken blocks. I've also done millions of blocks placed. These stats are going to be based on whenever they added the tracking. You know, get your soup, eat that. It's going to be faster. And then just do like, you know, giant tower and then break them. Do another giant tower and break them. Or just do an auto clicker and place a bunch and then break them. So it's not that bad to be able to do 50,000. It is a little time consuming, but it's not that bad. And once you've achieved those blocks and got the achievement completed, go over to your tier 4. It's only in tier 4. You can't put it in tier 3. You have to do it in tier 4. You can always visit someone else's island that's published that has it if you don't have a tier 4 yet. You're going to go inside here and you'll notice you'll have Greg's hammer as well as Forge hammer unlocked, and they do require some enchanted diamonds. You need 2. You need 30 steel plates and then 20 pine wood to be able to do Greg's hammer, and same for Forge hammer, same recipes. Then you get these guys. These are awesome. It's so helpful to be able to break this much. Anyway, I hope this was really helpful for you. If it was, don't forget to like and also comment below that was helpful. And if you're not subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. Until next time, peace.